grid multiplication, I must first partition 32 and 67 into both the horizontal axis and also the vertical axis. So to start off, 32 partitioned is 30 and 2, so I'll put that on the horizontal axis. Next, partition 67, I know I've got 60 and 7, so I put that on the vertical axis. Next, each of these boxes needs to be filled in by multiplying the numbers on the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. So we'll start off with 60 times 30. Now, I know that the 60 times table or the 30 times table, but thankfully I do know the 6 times table and the 3 times table. 6 times 3 is 18. And as I've rubbed off 2 zeros here, I'm going to put those on the end of this number. Next, I can do 7 times 3, which I know is 21. So I put 21 in there. But earlier I rubbed off that zero. So I need to place that on the end of this number down here. Now, 7 times 2. Well, that's an easy one. There's no extra zeros there. 7 times 2 is 14. And next, last but not least, 6 times 2. Well, 6 times 2 I know is 12, I'll put that there, and as I rubbed out that extra zero earlier, I need to add that onto the end. Now the next step is I must add together all of these numbers in the middle boxes. With the addition, remember I need to put them in columns where they're all lined up on the right hand side, and I always tend to start off with the biggest number first. So here goes, 1,800 and 210 and 120 and 14. So I start off on the right hand side. Notice how they're all lined up here, and there are 8 gaps here, and that is fine. Now 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4. Next, 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 is also 4. This one here, 8 plus 2 plus 1. This is 11, so I need to put the 1 in here and carry the 1 down there. Next, 1 plus nothing down here plus 1 is 2, so put the answer in there. There we have the answer to our grid multiplication. This one looks more tricky because they are 3-digit numbers, but actually it's just as simple. So to start off, I need to do the first number, 647, which partitions into 600, 40 and 7. And then the next number, 859, I partition on the vertical axis into 800, 50 and 9. Now we have to multiply the numbers on the horizontal axis with those on the vertical axis to fill in the numbers in the middle. Now to start off with, I need to do 800 times 600. I don't know the 800 times table or the 600 times table, but if I knock the zeros off, I do know that 8 times 6 is 48. So I'll put that in the box over here. And as I took off the 2 zeros here and the 2 zeros there, I need to put them onto my box here. So that's 4 zeros in total. Next up, 50 times 600. To work this out, I need to take the 0 off the 50. I know 5 times 6 is 30. So I put my 30 in there, and the 3 zeros I took off earlier I shall add to the end. Next, I know 9 times 6 is 54. And the 2 zeros I took off earlier from the 600 I'm going to put on the end. Next, I know I have to take the 0 off the 40, 4 times 9 is 36, and add that 0 I took off there onto the end. Next, 5 times 4 I know is 20, but I took 2 zeros off the 5 and the 4 together, so I should put them on the end. Next is 8 times 4, which I know is 32, but I took 2 zeros off the 800 and 1 zero off the 40, 3 in total, which I put on the end. Next, 8 times 7 I know is 56, and as I took off 2 zeros from the 800 earlier, I'm going to put them back on the end here. Next, 5 times 7 I know is 35, and the 0 I took off the 50 earlier I'm going to add back on. And last, 9 times 7 is 63. There are no zeros on, so I don't need to put any zeros on there. Then I need to add them all together. So here, I've lined all my numbers up on the right hand side, and I've started off with the biggest from the top and the smallest at the bottom. So I'm going to add these up. Here you go. All those zeros, and 3 plus 3 equals 3 equals 3. Next, all these zeros, add 6, add 5, add 6 is 17. And to carry that 1. Next, add those zeros, which is 0. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 3 is 16, plus the 1 I carry down here is 17. Put my 7 on, carry the 1, and cross the 1 out as I just used. Next, we've got 0, add 2 is 2, add on the 5 is 7, add on the next 5 is 12, add on that is 14, and add on the extra 1 is 15, so I'm going to put 15 in this box, carry the 1, cross out the 1 I've just used. Next, 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 3 is 14, plus the 1 I carried down here is 15, so I should put 15 in the box, making sure I carry the 1 and cross the 1 out I've just used. And last, 4 add 1 I know is 5, cross out that 1 I've carried, and there we have it. The answer is 55,773 and 55,773.